Paying for college can feel like trying to solve this giant, impossible puzzle, right? Like you're missing half the pieces. But what if I told you that you actually have a complete toolbox, one that can help you build your entire financial future? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We are cracking the code on college funding together. This is it, the big question. And honestly, it can feel super overwhelming, but don't you worry. Today, we're going to shift the conversation from how will I ever do this to, okay, here's how I'm going to do this. By the time we're done, you'll have a real, concrete set of steps to build your own plan. So here's our game plan. We're going to look at the 4 main tools in your financial aid toolbox. We'll start with the FAFSA, then hit scholarships, your own savings and tax credits, and something called the CSS profile. And then we'll put it all together into your personal blueprint. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about the absolute cornerstone of financial aid, the FAFSA. Seriously, this is your key to unlocking all sorts of federal student aid. And for pretty much everyone, this is where the journey begins. So the FAFSA is exactly what its name says, a free application for federal student aid. But don't let that simple name fool you. This one form is incredibly powerful. It's the single gateway for getting grants, and yes, that means free money, plus work-study funds and federal loans. It's a must-do. Okay, before you even touch the FAFSA form itself, there is a critical first step that so many people miss. The student and every single person who provides information, we call them contributors, like parents, needs to create their own studentaid.gov account. Think of it like your personal, secure, digital signature. Without it, you just can't finish the process. Now, you might be asking, well, who exactly is a contributor? That can get really confusing fast, but this flowchart makes it so much simpler. It's basically a roadmap that walks you through different family situations, like if your parents are divorced or separated, and tells you exactly who needs to provide their info. It's a lifesaver. All right, listen up, because this is the single most important rule of the whole process. Every single contributor must give their consent to have their tax info transferred directly and securely from the IRS. There's no way around this. If even one person says no, the whole application comes to a screeching halt. The student becomes ineligible for federal aid, period. It's a total deal breaker. The really great thing, though, is that the system is built to be inclusive. So, for example, what if a parent doesn't have a social security number? No problem. You can still invite them to be a contributor. The process just adapts and asks for their mailing address instead. It's designed to make sure everyone can do their part. And here it is, the payoff for getting all that done. Once everyone signs and submits, you get this confirmation page. This is huge. It shows you an estimate of your Student Aid Index, or SAI. That's the magic number schools use. And it even gives you a heads up about whether you might qualify for a federal Pell Grant. This is your first real look at what your financial aid could be. Okay, the FAFSA is the foundation, but now let's get to the really exciting stuff. Time for the next tool in our toolbox, scholarships. And this is my favorite kind of money because it's money you never have to pay back. And it's not just for straight-A students, it's for all kinds of achievements. And you should not underestimate just how much scholarship money is out there. I mean, we're talking about billions of dollars in non-federal aid. That's money coming directly from the colleges themselves, plus a ton of private scholarships from companies, foundations, you name it. It's all just waiting for the right people to apply. And the best part? There is literally a scholarship for almost every interest, talent, or background you can think of. Whether you're a high school athlete, a future lawyer, an aspiring business owner, or just a really dedicated community volunteer. Trust me, there are organizations out there that want to invest in your future. All right, time for tool number 3. This one is all about your own money. Let's talk about how you can use your savings in a really tax-smart way, and how you can actually get some of that money back from the government using tax benefits. I like to think of these as playing offense and defense with your money. The 529 plan is your offense. It's a special savings account where your money can grow tax-free for school costs. Then you have the American Opportunity Tax Credit, or AOTC. That's your defense. It lets you get money back on your taxes for tuition you've already paid. It directly lowers your tax bill. And a 529 plan is so incredibly flexible because it's designed for the real cost of being a student. It's not just tuition. You can use that money for all the essentials like room and board, books, supplies, and even that new laptop you need for class. That flexibility makes it one of the best savings tools out there. Now, the AOTC does have a few rules, but it's really built for those first 4 years of college. And if you qualify, this credit is a pretty big deal. We're talking up to $2,500 per student, right back in your family's pocket each year. That adds up. All right, on to our final tool. Now, if you're thinking about applying to certain colleges, especially private ones, there's one more application you absolutely have to know about. It's called the CSS profile. You can think of this CSS profile as the FAFSA's more detailed cousin. It asks for more information because it's used by hundreds of schools to get a much deeper picture of your family's finances. And why do they want that? So they can decide how to give out their own money, their institutional grants and scholarships. Oh, and for a lot of families, it's totally free to file. And that deeper financial picture is what makes all the difference. I mean, just read this quote. For some students, filling out this one extra form is the absolute key that unlocks the door to a dream school they thought was completely out of reach financially. Okay, so we have unpacked the entire toolbox. We've got the FAFSA, scholarships, savings tools, and the CSS profile all laid out. Now it's time to put it all together and build your personal blueprint for action. Look, knowing this stuff is great, and turning it into action is what matters. So here's your blueprint. Step 1. Get those studentaid.gov accounts created for everybody. Step 2, file that FAFSA as soon as you can after it opens. Step 3, check your college list to see who requires the CSS profile. Step 4, start hunting for scholarships, like right now. And Step 5, have that family talk about using 529 funds and grabbing those tax credits. Every single student's path to paying for college is going to look a little different, and that's okay. But now you've got the tools and you've got the blueprint to start building a financial plan that's perfect for you. That code might seem complex, but believe me, it is totally crackable.